When I say the Maldives, the Bahamas, the Caribbeans, what comes to your mind is a luxurious scenery, a beautiful place for a vacation or a destination wedding. But why isn't this the case when I say Ekiti, Lagos State, Calabar, Akwa Ibom? I know I'm trying to hold myself back as I'm saying this because even me, I feel like I'm laughing a little bit. But why isn't that the case? Because I can tell you for sure that these locations have really great tourist attractions. But anyways, we're going to talk about that right now. This is State of the Culture brought to you by Izesan, Speak Asan, the African language learning app. I'm not just saying this for saying sake, but it is one app that you would find various African languages. It is interactive and you can learn on the go from anywhere. My name is Angiatin Justina, and I always do this with cool people. Now, to my right, I'm going to let you take that by yourself. I'm not going to introduce you.
Really? Oh, thank
you.
This feels
so do it because you love
good.
it. I
this
know
feels
you love
good
it.
Today. Thank you. Let me just take my pose a bit. Cheers. Okay.
Oh yeah,
social prefect in action.
Hey, welcome people. It's me, the social prefect of the show. My name is Frederick. So yeah.
Anyways, let's get to you.
And I am Nefisat Ohnene Abdurrahman.
Yes, it's our soft cucumber, teammate.
Okay.
And yes,
That's a good one.
Don't do that.
That's a good one.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's a good one.
It's going to stick, but don't worry. She's trying to
It's
avoid
done.
it.
It's stuck already.
She's trying to avoid
Really?
it. And yes, the guy that looks like, an aspirant, if you want to vote him, if you see his name on the ticket, who knows, you can write it on your ballot. Well, please vote seriously, honestly. I won't joke about that. But I have someone who is an authority on the topic that we're talking about today. This is a tour guide, a restaurateur, and welcome.
Yeah, my name is K, aka The Plug, Kingsley, the founder and CEO of KIKS Club.
Yes, and he always has to add the plug. In fact,
I was waiting to see if he's
you
not
were
going to add
waiting,
that.
V-plug.
So the plug to what exactly?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, connecting people, you get to meet different kind of people, especially ladies, guys, and elderly ones. So the concept behind the club, a plug, is you connecting people. That's it basically. Yeah.
Okay. Which is great for our topic because our topic today is about tourism in Africa. Is Nigeria specifically maximizing its tourist opportunities? Now, when we talk about tourist opportunities and inviting people to want to come to Nigeria, that's a bit far. People are outside. So let's talk about us as a people. Do you think, I'm going to start with UK. Yeah, I'm going to be calling UK. I don't know how to do it. Well, we'll do that, right? Yeah, okay. So do you think that Africans, that Nigerians, engage in domestic tourism? Do they like to go to their own scenery?
Yeah, they do. I started this like 3 years ago. So what I found out is most time people are always scared. They ask questions like security reasons, security one. They ask for security, that's for safety. And two, the promoting of tourism in Nigeria here is very, very low. Like I was in a Nigerian forestry somewhere in Abuja here. What I found out is we don't really promote a lot of our tourist side attraction. Like when I got there, I got to know of many parks. I got to know that we have lions, elephants in Nigeria. In Nigeria, here, we got to have water buck, ostrich, different kind of animals in Nigeria. Here. So, like I said, the promoting of tourism in Nigeria is very, very low. We don't really promote tourism much here in Nigeria.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to ask you because you're a tour guide. Obviously, you take people to different locations. So I'm going to ask, these two guys here. How many of you currently we're shooting in Abuja, just in case you want to know. How many of you have explored at least two? And when I say explore, I don't mean like you drove past like Zuma Rock and you're like, oh, I saw this place. How many of you have, how many places have you been to? How many tourist sites have you explored?
So
do you go often?
Just a few. No, I wouldn't say I've gone often. I'm not going to lie to you, but I have been to a few actually. I've been to Ikogosi.
Okay.
In
Abuja?
No, the waterfall. No, Ikogosi waterfall.
Let's start from your neighbor. Let's start from
that is in Ekiti. Yeah, that was in Ekiti. I've been there. Been to Olumorok. done the tour of Olumorok as well. I've been to, you know where Oduduwa has his staff?
Yeah.
I've forgotten what state it is now, so forgive me.
No,
it's
I
not
think you don't get what she's saying. She said here in
In
Abuja.
Abuja.
and then she said
No, in
she said-
Abuja. I have been to one of the. I think we all went together on the tour, didn't we? Went on the.
Should I take that out?
No.
The power we all went.
No,
to.
no, no, no,
take
it's
it
great.
out.
No, because don't take it out.
please.
That is my lifeline for Abuja.
Exactly.
It's my. I'm on that thread so bad. I'm on that table. If you take that table away from me, I have nothing for
Okay.
Abuja.
Clearly.
Just for Abuja. Yeah,
Clearly.
Look.
Okay, but you know what? What's going to let you off is you mentioned a couple of other sports around
Oh, yeah,
Nigeria.
okay, around Nigeria, fair enough. I kind of obviously, you know.
Okay,
it
let's
happens.
see. Let's see.
Don't give me that look. Don't give me that
Okay,
look.
fine. Okay, I won't. I've stopped.
Okay, fine. In Abuja here, just like Frederick said, we all went for that tour.
Okay, so basically they're talking about, a tour that we all went to together.
Yes.
But in a way, it shows that, like the statistics here, not a lot of people like to explore. And I'm going to speak for myself as well. It's not something it's just something I started doing recently. And these places have existed since
Exactly.
before time, before the existence of men, because they are both man-made and, natural
So
tourist
can I
sites.
talk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
please.
in Abuja, like there's a dam in Abuja. Most people don't know. It's very close to us here. It's just behind the villa. It's called Pendant Dam. The dam has been there since 1992. It was dug by Abacha. So there was a day I took some of my members there, and I had some resident of Asokoro that joined us. They were like, "Wow, yeah, I've been here in Abuja. I've been in Abuja for 15 years, and I don't know say dam like this."
No, okay,
Exactly.
no, okay, I'm not gonna lie
So-
to you, because that is
He's
true.
an amiable.
Because I mean that.
But okay, let's say dam is even hidden. Now let's talk of Zuma Rock. Last 2 weeks I was at Zuma Rock. Do you know some people in Abuja? They've been in Abuja for like 10 years. They don't been to Zuma Rock. I was like, wow. So people don't really explore much. I don't know why people don't. I think it still falls down to the DG of tourism. They don't really showcase our.
You know what, we're going to get there,
Yeah.
honestly, because we're going to get to that part,
Oh, okay.
right? So like you were saying, honestly, even what I wanted to say is the perception. I think we're gradually moving to the perception of tourism, like how the perception affects the level of tourism in Nigeria. So definitely.
Just going off that point and perception, I think just from a general mini survey, exploring your immediate surroundings, you just know that you don't have the incentive to do it. So there isn't the right incentive to do it. So basically, I just want that we can start off here, just so I can point out to you just some interesting facts that you lot should know. So basically, Nigeria scores 2.8 over 7, on the World Economic Forum's Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index. 2.8 over 7.
Now that
That is barely even half.
long.
critical but funny.
I know, but that is just how bad. And we rank 129th.
When is it this year?
Yeah.
That was taken, I think, just about last year as well.
Because under Jonathan and under Buhari, under Jonathan and under Obasanjo, it was
The
not. I don't think it was
administrations.
2.8.
No, but this is a recent.
Okay,
this
well,
is
Yeah.
really
It
recent.
still falls down to the government of the.
I mean, no, it does.
Let's get to that
That-
government part.
No, it
Like,
does, and I
he's dying to
agree.
get to that
I
part.
agree. I agree with it. But I just want look. These are the stats that show just how we rank in terms of tourism, and then obviously it's a reflection of the perception we have on tourism.
Yes.
So look, a lot of people, and then we're having this mini discussion before we actually started filming and recording today, and then we went. It sounds a lot more attractive to spend a certain amount of money to go outside the country to look at things than to actually spend money which is going to be considerably cheaper and then just tour around.
Yeah.
So example, Kay was talking about the whole thing, the whole Dubai example, and and then we all went and we didn't even know it.
Yes.
He mentioned the price and we all went, oh, okay, that sounds great. That sounds brilliant.
You need to give context for this.
Okay, let's do
for
it.
this.
So basically, Kay was talking about a trip to Dubai, right? And the trip to Dubai was going to cost about 500K,
Yeah.
right? 500,000 naira. And then we all went there and we're like, okay, that's not bad. That's good. I mean, for You're
5
gonna get
days.
for
Yeah.
5 days. You're gonna get your ticket as well. You're gonna get accommodation as well.
Feeding included.
Feeding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all went, ooh,
That's
this is
a lot.
great. This sounds interesting.
Yeah.
This sounds brilliant. And then the idea of Obudu came up, and then maybe Obudu, I don't even know, I think maybe like 80. And then we're just like, Omo,
Want to go by
Omo,
you
it's
mean by
Obudu, it's
It was like-
Obudu that is just there. Somebody can take picture, don't worry, I'll be fine.
the excitement just
Exactly. So just in itself, that is the sort of perception we have to deal with. Like, so the perception is not great. We as individuals don't have a great outlook on tourism
Yeah.
within Nigeria. And just to kind of give that underlying fact, just look at how it was when we all went, okay, where have you visited? Not even around the country, but just
here.
in your immediate like surroundings. So that was, as good as it could get for me to make my point. So the perception is not particularly great.
Yeah, and just like you were mentioning, like going to Dubai. So there are also African countries that have a reputation for like being a tourist location.
Yeah.
Places like Tanzania, Zanzibar,
Yeah.
it is blowing up. Then so many, even Kenya, Uganda, these places are their tourist
But the
opportunities.
truth is, Tanzania.
So what are they
Kenya-
doing differently?
Yeah, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Namibia, these
Yes.
countries, I don't think they have what we have in terms of tourism. Because the truth is, we have waterfalls, we have safari. I was in Yankari recently. Imagine waking up in the morning, seeing packs of elephants, seeing lions in Bauchi State. This lion that we're in Bauchi State there is not a man-made safari. It is real safari in Bauchi State there. Waking up, seeing animals like antelope, monkeys, baboons. This is here in Nigeria. I was like, wow. Even me as a tour guide, this was my first time there. But the issue now I'm having with them is when we got there, the management of the park too are not business conscious. Now they say when we got there, they told the authority that we're not going on gen for now. We can't turn on the gen. I was like, wow.
The
And
issues.
now the state government underpay them also. They don't pay them well. I get it. So that alone won't even draw tourists there. They won't draw them. Imagine you waking up in the morning, seeing a spring fall. A spring fall that is natural. You open your, if you drop a pen inside the spring, you'll see what to drop inside. And it's
clear.
warm. It's clear, very, very clear.
clear?
Yeah, very clear.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I can attest to that because I wasn't even there. I just saw videos of it, and it looked like they were in a pool. I actually
Yeah,
thought it
pool,
was
yeah.
a
And
pool.
the beauty of the water is if the weather is cold, it gets hot. If the weather is hot, it gets cold.
It's beautiful.
And it's natural. It's a park. It's been there for years, for thousands of years.
Yeah, I know. I see your passion.
No, but it's a valid point though, because like I can see where he's coming from.
Yes.
And just thinking about something that beautiful and him saying that and me not even knowing, and I'll keep it like 100 with you, me not even knowing just how beautiful like that place is. And that's just from what I am hearing.
Yeah.
So imagine if like we were talking on perception, if it's sold right and
Yeah.
I can then put visuals to the imagery he's selling to me,
Exactly.
because this is what people pay for in the countries you were mentioning, like Kenya.
Yes,
Yeah.
and talking about that, I think that's what these other countries did right.
Thank
The
you.
public relations,
Packaging,
the promotion, the
branding.
packaging, the
Exactly.
branding. It's not just, he is telling you now, you're already having this picture in your head.
course, it's
Like,
not annoying.
I can't wait to go there. That's one thing I'm sure these people did right. And it also, as a result of how much they've invested in their physical and social infrastructure. I bet you if Nigeria is willing to do that, we'll be far, far now.
One other thing I would say is that these other locations are very intentional about PR.
Yeah.
Now, there's something that happened in Kenya during the lockdown. Of course, during the lockdown, nobody could go anywhere. Guess what Kenya did? They looked for how to set up a virtual tour for people to feel like they are in the safari, they are in Kenya. Of course, nobody is coming, but what is it? That's PR. That's
Yes.
that's advertisement. You're sending yourself to other people.
Yeah.
So these are things that people, other countries that are great with, tourism. These are things that they do. Their tourism board does, that makes them places that people want to go to. And asking this, it makes me want to ask this question to you guys, man. If you have all the money and you want to choose a location, would you pick within Nigeria, within Africa, or on a different continent?
On a different continent.
Who do I pick first? Okay, yeah. I want you to go first.
On a different continent. On different.
Within the continent. Sincerely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
As a tour guide, of course, is within Nigeria. Of course, we have a lot of amazing places.
What if you're not a tour guide? Okay.
Stick to your market.
I have to promote our tourism here in Nigeria,
My
so
guy.
it has to be
Exactly.
Nigeria. I think.
Okay, should we clap for you?
Okay.
Because man stuck to it. Man said, you know what? On this hill, I die
I'm
here.
going to stay here. This is where
And
I'm going to
I
remain.
respect that so much,
Yeah,
man.
it's a great one.
Yeah, but I'm not going to, I'm going to be honest. Out of the continent. And that's sad. That's why we're having this discussion,
issue.
because it's very sad. Now there's something that you have been, hammering on the entire time, and which is, the government.
Yeah.
What is our government doing? First off, what is the body responsible for tourism in Nigeria?
It's so funny. I was at the DG office for tourism. Me and a friend of mine, we got there and they asked, "Who are you guys?" I told them I'm a tour guide. Imagine the DG of tourism. The staff, they don't know the meaning of tour guide. I was like, tour guide. Yeah,
Oh.
that's it. Imagine. So that alone is a killer for us. It's not even encouraging. And again, if you go to places like Kenya, go to places like South Africa, they have certification for tour guide. We don't have it in Nigeria here. We don't even have the school. Tourism is not really a big business here, probably because the government they are focusing more on politics and oil.
So there's no value for
it.
it.
No value. And again, I was at, and I've been to places, I've tried to promote our tourism here, our site attraction for foreigners and our locals here. But again, the truth is, the foreigners value us more than
we value ourselves.
I told them simple. If you go to places like Kenya, Ghana now, they have a small pamphlet. Once you get to the airport, they'll give you a pamphlet and show you side attraction of what they have in their country. But in Nigeria, we don't have.
That is very true.
We don't have it.
That is so true.
don't have
And it's
it.
as little as it sounds, it's such a big thing.
Yes,
So
it's a
When you
big
come into
thing.
Nigeria, now, they give you a small pamphlet, Ikogosi, Gorara Waterfall, Yankari,
Yeah,
and all that.
places to check
It's
out.
place to check out. We don't have it here.
just don't. Like,
No.
I just imagine, like, every time I've come back, like, every time, like, and we're probably the only airport that doesn't do that. Just like a little pamphlet of, like,
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
stress you.
No, they'll first stress you at immigration, to make your life. I've never seen a country make it so hard to come into your
own country.
Like, it's the most interesting thing ever. But I'm sure we can get that. But that's so even down to those little details, which is why, like, honestly, this is informative for me because you're making me think about quite a few things. Because
So
honestly,
we sincerely hope whosoever is watching this that has access to the people at the top will tell them all these things should be put in place. Now, talking about the agency, the government body responsible for tourism in Nigeria, it's the NTDC. That is Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation. They've been in existence for a while, for a long time, but they've not been effective. Yes, it's a sad truth, but they've not been effective. Like, the 1992 amendment is still what we are working with till date. I mean, look at it, 1992, and this is 2022. 30 years older than myself.
mad.
And we're still working with that. So which means that we've not been able to come up with the trends that is going on globally when it comes to tourism. And only about 2-3 states have been regulated on how their hotels and other things welcoming guests to the, not just guests, visitors to the country. So imagine having things like that. And even the Calabar, we have Lagos was regulated, Calabar was also regulated. But sorry to say, if you go back to Calabar today,
really
it
sorry to
looked so neglected and
it is.
mismanaged.
That's true.
So it simply means that this agency is doing little or nothing.
See, I can actually come in on that Calabar because,
Exactly.
of course, that's where I'm from.
yes, girl. Let's go.
And I'll be there in 2 days'
Tell
time.
us more. Oh,
Yeah.
we do.
So this one's planning a trip there. You would have a good time. Honestly, but Calabar used to be this place of tourism. Take your mind back to when
Donald Duke.
the Donald Duke was the
Exactly,
governor. He set up the ranch, cable car,
Cable
the
car.
carnival.
They are not working
Every
anymore. They are
December,
no more
it was a
working.
freaking
They are no
party
more working.
in December
Calabar and Calabar.
on the streets.
You know-
If I tell you now to trek from say here to say, it'll sound funny in your head, like is that how Sufferhead, is that how Sapa is holding me? But this was what the carnival was. People were dancing, people were happy, they came out early.
When last was Calabar Carnival?
Exactly. And then it didn't hold,
2019.
2019. That was understandable. The
COVID was 2020.
2020, COVID 2021. They said it's Omicron variant. But the governor also said something according to Punch News that he considered it as not profitable. How would you say that an opportunity like that pulls in not just Nigerians from different parts of the country, but foreigners? We had the international festival as well. Can't you make something out of that? He basically says that it's basically people just dancing on the streets. But places like Brazil, these are locations.
Nottingham Festival in London.
Yeah, the carnival.
These are what people go to see.
Carnival.
So how don't you make an opportunity from that? So I want us to also talk about something that I think you mentioned as well, which is insecurity. Because I'm not going to lie, one of the things that may discourage a person from doing that is insecurity.
Of course, that's a major one. Even.
So like you have taken people on guides. How do you handle locations where these things come up?
Before I take people on tour, I make sure I go there first. You have to relate with the communities there, the locals there, tell them, be friends with them. Tell them you're coming with guests, you're coming with people. At times I don't even tell them, but you just have to be friends with them. By there, if we're going outside Abuja now, I try to hire security guys on Mufti. You won't make it pronounced because of security too. So most time they're always with us on Mufti. So that's what I do basically.
Really?
Yeah,
that sounds brilliant.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Because when I know it's a bit unfair to mention some of the issues that we have when it comes to insecurity you would agree that when it comes to insecurity in Nigeria, it's a problem, and there's actually some really good places. I'm sure you can agree.
But most time we try to avoid most of those security trapped areas. We try you don't expect us to go to places like Katsina, Kaduna, Borno, Yobe. No, we don't. But we've been to places, we've been to places like Niger State before. And at the end of the day, it was amazing. It was a lovely experience. But while going there, eventually I provided private security also that did follow us. So for now, the security is a major factor. It's really holding us back because the truth is Nigerians love to explore. Nigerians want to explore. But again, they'll ask, hey, that place is go.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. How do they react when you tell them you're going to places like that?
Especially when you try and say...
It's so bad that we love tourism that if I put up, I can visit Borno now, you might think people won't go. People will turn up. Look at the Obodukatu Ranch. I'm tired of selling tickets. I have to put it on my Instagram. No more sales. With the insecurity we are shouting, people still want to explore. Yankari was sold out. People followed me to Yankari. Bauchi. People follow me there.
That's a good one.
So with the insecurity, in fact, a member was like, which kind of security? You think say kidnappers go there for 24 hours? This thing now operation of 10 million, papa, they don't type. If I didn't give you that, so that's it.
I do agree, 110%. I think that's one of the major things, and even the Conservator General of the National Park Service had to come out and look, this is massive. It's affecting even how people kind of want to go to maybe places like Yankari, for example. And I think the major way to look at the effects of insecurity, especially on tourism, it's not necessarily affecting maybe the idea of places, but the means of how people get there.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people are not going to take flights, especially because we know how expensive flight tickets are now. Just the how the prices just surge.
Imagine from Abuja to Kaduna, 100K.
But it still falls to the agent also. That's why at KIKS Club, we try to make tourism attractive and sellable to people.
Okay.
At the end, look at now, most time, she's been to my event once, our Saturday hike.
Once?
No, at the Saturday hike.
Okay,
yeah.
That one.
If I put up an event now for Saturday, I try to make sure people have value for their money. With 1,000 naira, I'll give you a bottle of water, I'll give you a bottle of Coke, I'll give you chops with meat, and I'll still give you alcohol if you do alcohol.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course,
I need to ask this question.
You know what he's saying, which is really, really good. He also mentioned that people actually do not know what it means to actually run the tour guide business.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can see with the way he's speaking on it, there's kind of like a difference and a different approach you're now kind of having to the tour guide experience. It's not like I haven't been on certain excursions or anything like that before, but if he comes and he goes, look, your value for money has been considered, you know, how you are fed, the experience of it has been considered, then this ultimately affects how I would view it.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I haven't told too many people of my experiences on what the places have been. But if you go on a tour like that and then you get certain things, value for money, you know,
satisfaction.
exactly. Then you're going to tell your friends.
People.
Exactly. Like the Obodo trip now, I put in 80,000 now. Some agent in Abuja was like, now wow, 80,000 for Obodo. Where are they staying? I see they're staying in the Mount Villa in Obodo. I'm not just giving them the Mount Villa, I'm giving them a coastal bus with fully AC, daily feeding twice, so they are eating twice in a day. I also make sure I provide coffee for them. I provide alcohol for them. Try to make it.
Sioma, you're sure all these places are done.
It's something I've
You're
been
sure all
doing.
these places are done.
So at times it does not fall. It's not just the government. At times the agency too are greedy, like some tour agency.
Yeah.
I also be trying to make money. Even with the 80,000 I'm putting up, I'm still making profits.
I was
That's
going to
the
ask
thing.
you, how do you make
but the
profit
truth is,
from all this?
most people will say, "Key, how are you making profit now? What for you, Key?
Yes.
They try you." But again, don't make tourism with what we have in Nigeria now with the insecurity. Don't make it too expensive.
For people to
make
afford.
make it reasonable for people to, you know. It's very easy.
Yeah, I'm going to attest
You know
to
what?
that,
I think you
honestly.
should collect ticket from 2 people and give myself and Frederick. We want to go.
Which you guys talk about
This
this.
smile is not nice.
This,
course,
you,
yeah,
will-
of course.
you, what you will
But-
not
but-
do.
but-
Get him.
Why
What you
you
people
don't
will
ask
not
me, I'm
do.
going
The
to
ticket
do
is sold
that.
out already.
know me,
Excuse
it's
you.
sold out.
It's
Our
you.
ticket got sold out before the
Please,
before the
what you
deadline.
people will not do is arrest
Kay.
my guests.
Okay,
Don't
you are
arrest
owing
our
us
guests.
something, so we are
Already
asking you to make up.
Sioma is
for
supposed to
that,
disembark.
so-
Stop putting our
It's
guests
okay.
under pressure.
He's
right
not.
here.
Are you under pressure, Kay?
No, I'm good.
He's not.
You're good. You're
Very
good. So you're going to give 3 of us tickets.
No,
No,
2 of
Come on,
us.
disembark.
You're out
No
of
day.
it.
You didn't put yourself, senior man.
Okay, fine. I like what you said about, you know, not just the government and other stakeholders. When it comes to
Exactly.
tourism, you've mentioned something. There are also some issues, you know, with other stakeholders. What do you think other stakeholders besides the government? Because sometimes we treat the government like God. You know, the way people are always praying to God, you know, to, you know, literally send down money from heaven or everything they need. People look to the government like that as well. So what can other stakeholders besides the government, you know, do?
I think one thing Kay hit the nail like perfectly was how tour guides and, you know, the businesses that are involved in it make it approachable, make, you know, the experience give you satisfaction from the experience. I think that they're also major stakeholders in this because they are also responsible for selling the idea of trips, you know, to us. Like, and I don't even want to go too far, but I want you guys to see based on evidence before you, the way Kay has definitely spoken about some of these experiences, you are now sold on it. Now, this is going to be very different to what you've been used to. So stakeholders such as businesses, especially in the private sector, they need to do a lot more in how they sell these packages. Call it selling the idea of the package. Call it also the cost of the package, which is super effective as in getting somebody to come. So, and I know we're not trying to put a lot on the government, but they play such a massive role because they do control a lot of also the media that leaves the country and perception and how that is. And one thing you do notice with a lot of places that have great PR for their different destinations and you know, tourist attractions is they can sell you the idea
Before you're even
exactly.
there.
So, for example, we talk about let's say we mentioned the Maldives, right? We're talking about Zanzibar, but in your head, when you think of Zanzibar, you're already thinking of chilling on the beach. You're already thinking
Blue
of exactly blue water, sipping on a coconut, something like that. Yeah, but you cannot tell me that you feel that same way
Lagos Beach.
when you get to it. And this
Please
is,
don't do that.
Yeah, no, but this is also truth. And this is what he said, you know, with the pamphlets.
Yes.
When he talked about the pamphlets and all of that and the idea. So when I get to like foreign airports, right? Like you get to American airports or you get to airports in Europe and you see the little pamphlets. These are not done by private bodies. These are by the government. So you are responsible in, channeling what people think about your organization. Exactly. And just another example on how, people can do more. Obviously, there needs to be a level of advertisement that goes in. I remember we grew up knowing Rwanda for all the wrong reasons. Obviously, we knew the genocide that happened and the war but that's not what we think anymore. Exactly. It's become so great. Arsenal's shirt sponsor a couple seasons ago, even really recently as well. Like you see on it, visit Rwanda. You would never have thought about this 10 years ago, but it takes initiative to.
And it's working.
Exactly, and it's working.
Because it stays registered in your head, just like visit Rwanda.
Exactly, every single weekend you're probably seeing visit Rwanda, what's going on in Rwanda. So that.
But it was like that on that Donald Duck tour. Visiting Napa, if you watch Champions League very well.
That is true.
To make me cry.
You see, that's what I'm saying. These are things, and it's great you're bringing that because I'm not trying to sell people this idea we could do this and it's all theory. These are practical things that have been done and practical things that work. Yeah. So that's what we're also trying to do, just practical steps on how to fix it. So that is basically what can be done. On the private side, it's also making things affordable, making yourselves approachable for tourism. Exactly. Fine-tuning the profession that is being a tour guide. That is also another step they can take. If we can get the right people to be certified, if we can create some certification for it, brilliant. On the government, a lot more needs to be done in terms of PR. The resources need to be placed in the right place, put in the right place actually. Kay is telling you that you're going to a reserve and they're telling you, you can't do that.
Exactly.
They're not on the gen at all.
You can't do that.
We're there for
talking about putting the resources in place here. Let me quickly take it from the maintenance angle. We individuals, we also have a very huge role to play when it comes to living a tourist attraction place the way we met it. Some people can just drink water and throw the bottle in the water or something like that. It's very bad. And these things are discouraging. In as much as we know that there are people to clean it, it's not easy. So when you go to places like this, try to leave it as clean as you met it. Then the government too. I know you're going to say myself and Frederick were always hitting on the government, but it's a necessity.
It's fine, I guess
they have a large role to play. Okay, so they need to invest in places like this. For instance, now with this whole election thing and everything, maybe a particular place is looking good already. That's as a result of how the present administration has maintained it. So the next person to come should also try to either continue or add up. But that's not the case. Instead, the next person who comes just totally neglects and ignores.
Let's take Obudu for example now.
For example,
Obudu, a staff. I reached out to a staff.
Case study.
Yes.
I reached out to a staff. I reached out to a staff in Obudu that, do you know that the cable car is actually working? It's working. But now, if you are not a government official, or if there's nothing the government, if the government is not organizing anything there, it won't work. If the governor of Obudu, Calabar, put up an event there now, cable work is going to work. It will work. That's what they told me there. So it's going to work. But we now that I'm going with 30 people. 4 are not Nigerians, for God's sake. They are Russians. Going to Obudu now, imagine. So it's
true.
It's really annoying.
I get it.
I'm so passionate about tourism.
I feel like I need to rub your arm.
He's pained. So aside from that, what the NTDC should do is, I think they should visit each state and look out for tourist attraction center. After doing these things, what can we do? What can we add up here? What should we do?
But not just to the NDC should also partner with the private sector. Look, I was in Guerrero Waterfall last 4 months. I got to the waterfall. The waterfall is amazing. The money they can generate from Guerrero Waterfall can feed the whole of Niger State.
From a resort.
Yes. No. The man told me off camera, but of course you have to view it also. He told me off point that some private sector met with the governor and said, "Can we build an hotel here? Let's build our hotel here." They said no.
Why?
But exactly, I should ask the governor.
Why?
So why? Imagine me going to Guerrero Waterfall and I said I don't feel like coming back home. Let me just spend 7 days there.
Yes.
I can't stay in Guerrero Waterfall. I'll just go there, see water and come back home by Abuja. So it's really sad. It's really, really sad. Guerrero Waterfall has been there for years. For over 100 years. It's still as dilapidated, terrible.
It's okay, calm down.
We get it.
It's okay.
And there's something that we haven't mentioned, and I don't know if we need to hold hands for this one because everybody, in a way, is responsible for this. We may be eating our wildlife, people. Bushmeat. When it comes to bushmeat, yes, it is something that is very common. I know for a fact that I myself may
I think we are
have
all
eaten an alligator. Okay,
Wait, what?
Relax.
Wait,
So
seriously?
It makes for really good meat, but but what I'm trying to say, see,
Frederick,
ignore this guy.
No,
you may have eaten it without knowing, you know.
Let me tell you what's
This is our
crazy.
wildlife.
No, let me tell you what's crazy. The reason we're saying that is really wild for me personally. So, where I come from, like the alligator is like our totem in it. So it's kind of like
I beg you, your village people, please.
so it's kind of like one of the sacred
you
animals from where.
serious?
So when you said alligator, I just went like, I said, yo.
Calm down.
I think I have some people to apologize to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're talking about this right now. We're trying to stop people from eating our wildlife.
But yeah,
it's going to be
bushmeat.
hard.
but the Nigerian park and zoo have a section where they control the wildlife.
Yeah.
And I will give it to them. I was in Yankari. I've been to one of their parks in Abuja. The truth is, they value animals so much that if the poachers will rather allow the Nigerian army to catch them than the local vigilante. Because they value it so much. Then when I got to Yankari, it's so bad that even the flowers, you can't cut the flowers. The monkeys in Yankari has more right than humans there. The monkey can come and take your coke or your bread now. You can't stone the monkey. They are friendly, the staffs they are friendly, but once they see you going against towards the animal, they will change them for you. They will change. So that alone, I'll give them that pass mark. They are really trying.
Yeah, I really support that because as well, when we went to, we also had a trip there as well, and they mentioned how they are actively fighting against poachers and keeping the animals
like
safe.
the small lion at the park and zoo at the children park here in Asokoro. The lion was a Cameroonian came to get the lion here in Nigerian park and it was taken into Cameroon. So it was apprehended at the airport and the lion was taken back to the
How do you
zoo
try to
here.
steal a lion?
It was a baby lion.
Oh,
A
okay,
baby
now
lion.
I get it.
So the lion used to be a baby. I used to carry the cook, but now they're not born me away.
So wait, Tina, are you seriously saying we should stop eating bushmeat?
Please, I
Of
beg.
course, to end
Try the
It's gonna be
common
hard.
ones.
It's gonna
Try
be
the
hard.
common ones, the
Like-
ones that may not be that will not be extinct in say like
Everything
a year
is
or
going
so.
extinct now.
No,
you
the
know.
ones that don't reproduce as well.
Frederick.
I'm like that. In my mind, I'm just like, help, Justina, help her,
Please.
help her. Man said
Please.
everything
It's not.
is good.
Nothing is going to happen to you.
We'll
What a
still
man
find
does
flesh
not
to
know does
eat.
not kill a man. So don't.
Now you know.
aside
See, if you're
the
watching the
bushmeat,
show,
we also
you
have
can't claim ignorance.
we also have plant also. Do you know we have plant in Cross River State that can actually cure HIV?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember hearing that, but
yeah, in Cross River State.
You know,
It's hard.
So
It's
we
hard.
we have a lot of values here in Nigeria that we don't really appreciate. So that's
fine.
it.
That needs to be cross-checked though. That needs to be cross-checked. I just have to say that. Or
So why are people still having HIV? If that's the
Because we don't have the info.
that's
I'm
why
just
it needs
telling
to
you
be
now.
cross-checked.
No,
You
please,
do have
somebody
the
needs to do something about it.
I can hear laughter from the crew as
Somebody
well.
needs to do
You guys,
something about
really. But it's true. It's possible. Hey, it's possible. There's a cure for a lot of things. So if a cure for HIV pops up, it'll be great. It will be a great achievement, especially if it comes from my state, Obudu. Please, that's what you people can try and give us out. Apart from the carnival that is really dying, please bring it back up. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's talk about myths about tourism in Nigeria. You've already busted one. You know the fact that it's not as expensive as people like to think because they think, oh, it's expensive. What other misconceptions are there about tourism that you want people to know? Things that they say at the side, but it's not true. One of them is before I joined your tour or I went on any hike at all, I thought hiking was like sufferhead. Why would you just choose to come out and walk in the sun? Isn't that tiring?
The difference between that's why we need more experienced tour guide to promote tourism in Nigeria. Whenever we host events, we don't just go hiking. We try to make it touch. Let me use the word touch now. Aside hiking, I make sure we play games. Aside the games, we can't just do hiking every Saturday. If you do hiking every Saturday, it gets boring.
Yeah.
So aside hiking, like I can put up hiking on the Saturday. The next Saturday, I'll do waterfall. Waterfall, I'll do house party. House party, I'll do visit to the zoo. So there are different ways you promote your adventure also.
So
it's not just hiking.
Is there a day you just set aside for eating?
No, aside the hiking too, I make sure after the hiking, like Mr. Anthony looking at me from afar there, you know, aside hiking. Aside hiking, I make sure I also after hiking now, I'll make sure all our members go to a spot where we'll do palm wine. Just to make it fun and interesting. You've been there before. So it's not just hiking. If you make it hiking, it gets boring. So at times, once I put up the flyer, they will start calling, "Okay, palm wine day. Bushmeat go day." So that alone will draw people. Bushmeat. So it will draw a lot of people.
Bushmeat.
The optics are not looking
Okay,
good.
fine. You know what? I'm not saying no to entirely, bushmeat. I say eat things that are not going extinct. Eat things that reproduce.
You don't expect us to eat lions.
Exactly.
Exactly. Please protect our lions. Protect the endangered species. That's all I'm saying. Remember that part. Okay, so thank you very much for that, Kay, as well. And to round this up, there's a tradition. You are our first guest for this season, and there's a tradition. You need to tell us where you're from, and you are going to say something for us in your language.
I can't speak my language unless you help me. My language. Unless I speak it in you, but that would be shameful. I'm not Yoruba.
No, it's a Nigerian language.
It's a Nigerian language.
Okay, so how many languages do you
I speak only English and Yoruba very well.
So say something Yoruba for us.
I can't persuade to you. Communicate.
Okay. Now you want to rap.
Yeah.
Because I say Yoruba, you want to rap. That's fine.
You're
So,
not comfortable.
so you said yours, brother. Where are you from?
I'm from Agbo. He's from
I'm from Kwale.
Kwale.
So how close is it? Is it like?
No. Actually, we are the Maitama. They are the Karo.
Wait, what?
Would you take that?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
No, actually, of course
He
no.
basically said we
He's
are
from
the city,
Maitama
you're
and
the trenches.
You're from Carmo.
We're literally neighbors. Like we're basically like the same.
So are they
people.
more civilized
Of
than
course
you are?
no. If you check
That's what he's saying.
He's
That's what he's saying.
He's whining me.
From the banking sector to the hotels and the governor, Tony Elumelu is from Agbo. Is the founder of UBA.
Now he's dropping names.
So Frederick,
What are you going to
Frederick,
say?
what are you going to say? You need to help yourself.
I'm from Kwale.
So
The CBN governor is from Agbo too. So
Frederick, say something.
He's fraudulent. He doesn't.
it doesn't matter. He's from Agbo. The owner of this day's newspaper these days.
Okay,
from
so
Agbo.
yeah,
count.
that is not going into that. Is not going into that.
So Frederick, you don't have anything to say?
Oh well, look.
Like there's nobody you can call, there's nothing you can say.
The only
Well,
person that can
basically,
You're allowed to go. You know
well,
you.
basically,
I
we
protect
produced one of the
everybody.
captains of Nigeria. There we go. One Sondolisa is from Kwale.
So you listen to Tony Elumelu and
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'm going to cut it off. Okay, thank you. So that's obviously the end of that because I don't want you to go, at each other. You're basically brothers.
Of course.
That's what we're saying. So yes, there is another episode of State of the Culture. We are Africa's thought leaders, trying to fix Nigeria, Africa, one conversation at a time. Thank you so much, Kay, for joining us.
You're welcome.
No better person, could have done this for us. Thank you for all the insights that you gave us.
Oh, thanks so much.
Please, we're expecting you for another time.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks so
Please
much.
don't give us hypertension.
See, that's inside gist. Don't worry. So thank you so much, Kay, for joining us. No better person could have done this.
Yeah, it's a pleasure coming here. My name is Kay, founder and CEO of Kay Hikers Club.
The plug.
Exactly,
Never
man.
forget it. And thank you too.
And I am Nifisat Ohnene Abdurrahman. See you next time.
Yeah, and it's me, your social prefect,
Of course.
Frederick Olise. Thanks for having us, guys.
All right, thank you. You should know every episode is powered, sponsored by Izesan Speak Asan. Go over there. I keep saying it. You've not checked it out yet. Go there and check it. There are different languages, African languages. If you want to learn, it's interactive and you can do that on the go. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host. I am Justina Andiating and I can't wait to see you watching. Now you need to follow us on Instagram. That's very important. Please, on our platforms, be interactive. We are at Izesan Speak Asan. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Also, on YouTube,